Hey there, fellow golf lovers, and welcome back to another episode of Tee Up with Kira. I'm your host, Miss Kira P. Today we have a fascinating topic for you, so grab your clubs, settle into your favorite chair, and let's tee off into the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Tee Up with Kira. I have an amazing guest. His name is Greg, and he's from Uneekor. Greg, how are you today?
I'm great, Kira. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So I know the story and the history behind Uneekor, but can you tell our guests what is the story behind Uneekor and what does Uneekor actually mean?
Yeah, no, that's a great question and one I've gotten often. So the story behind Uneekor is we are a engineering golf simulator company who makes launch monitors and full simulators for players of all kind. We were founded, our parent company is called Creates, founded in Korea. They are the engineering kind of muscle behind what we do. And Uneekor is the US version of that golf portion of their business. So the name itself is unique. I will give you that right in the name. And it's actually a really good story that Yoon, our COO, told me when I asked the same question. Tell me about the name. And it came from conversations back and forth with the CEO and herself and a group who were forming this US company on what our goals were and what we wanted to be. And what kept coming up was we wanted to be uniquely core to the things we are great at, which is engineering and golf. So uniquely core kept coming up, core to what we do, core to what we're trying to accomplish, core to the product quality and products we're trying to deliver. And therefore the name Uneekor was kind of a mashup of those two words, and that's where we're at.
That is so cool. When I first heard that story, I thought that was the most fascinating story I've ever heard. So, what is uniquely core to the whole? What's different from Uneekor than other launch monitors and golf simulators?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think there are some similarities in what you see. Kind of under the curtain, I think we hold some distinctive advantages with the power of the engineering team we have at Creates, helping us to take feedback in, work with pros, work with the field, work with consumers, and then integrate that into the end product. Our technology and some unique things that we have, club optics, for example, shows you a ultra high speed camera image and video of your ball, of your club at impact, prior to impact, and post impact, right on either a View app or your PC, which is very very eye opening in terms of where you're making contact with the ball, and also a unique feature that we have that nobody else has.
That is so cool. And then my next question is, how did you get involved in Uneekor? What is your background? What do you do at Uneekor?
Yeah, so I've been in golf my whole career. I spent 17 years at a major OEM at Callaway Golf in a variety of roles, from custom fitting using technology to sales to product management and marketing. I spent a couple of years at Superstroke as a grip company. And prior to that, or prior to this role, my last 5 years were at Blast Motion, which is a sensor-based company, measures everything your club is doing. I joined Uneekor literally a month ago today as a vice president of marketing. And my goal here and my role here is to come in and really let the world know what we do, talk to golfers about how we can help them improve, and help to introduce world-class products to the marketplace. So it's a lot
That
of
is
fun.
so. I'm assuming that you work really close with Jamie.
Which Jamie? We have a few.
Uh, I was gonna say Jamie, who's isn't she the office marketer? Office something office marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, I work directly for you and our COO, and then I have a team of 5 other people in variety of different kind of expertises, if
Mhm.
you will, which is lots of fun. And then we work very closely with our sales department and our engineering team to provide feedback and take feedback and kind of work as a cohesive unit, which is a nice thing to have at an office.
That is so awesome. And then my another question is, you guys have been so busy coming up. There's been a lot of announcements. Can you tell the public what has been going on in the past couple of months? I know that you guys have the iMini, and then you guys just partnered with, I think it was a putter company, right? That you guys are now working with a putter company.
Yeah, so our last two kind of product launches were the IXO2, which is an overhead simulator like you see in the image here. And that shoots down at the ball. It's an overhead launch monitor. It shoots down at the ball and then through your PC runs simulation. That was introduced as a improvement to what is the IXO, which is still in the line, but the IXO2 has a much larger hitting zone. So one of the things with simulation or when you're hitting off a mat is the ability to drag a ball in there quickly and stay in your rhythm or make it easy to use. So this larger hitting area really allowed us to do that in a big way. And then it also comes now with these trouble mats, which take, indoor simulated golf and make it much more realistic with a bunker mat and a rough mat that act very, very much like they do on a golf course, slowing your club down, making it a trouble shot, if you will. So that's the IXO2. We also just launched the iMini, which is a portable launch monitor, which is indoor, outdoor, small and sleek, extremely accurate and well engineered. That can run a full simulator like you see in the image as well. But you can also pick that up, take it to the range, take it to your backyard, and get all your data via a PC or an app anywhere, which is really exciting. And then
That
lastly,
is so cool.
yeah, last but not least, we did acquire Even Roll Putter Company. Ironically, they are about 2 miles from where I live and make highly engineered, very interesting technology called Sweet Face Technology. And we acquired them and kind of helping them in their overall marketing strategy and letting them do their thing with some power behind them.
That is so cool because when I saw all of these amazing announcements, I was like, man, Uneekor is just like since January, you guys have been so busy.
Yeah, the PGA show was a launch pad, and it was prior to me joining the company. But as a golfer and a golf industry kind of veteran, I heard all about it too. So it was everywhere, and I was reading the news and enjoying the news as much as I was intrigued by everything that was going on.
But I was going to say, I used the technology at the PGA show and I thought it was so cool. I mean, I got a mini lesson while I was there. So it was just so interesting. One of the highlights of the show was Jamie was like giving me a mini lesson. And whenever I go out to the driving range, in the back of my mind, she said to me, Kira, stick out your butt. Your swing is going to be so much better. So in the
That's
back of
funny.
my mind, that's what I hear every time I hit a golf club.
Yeah, that's great.
So, as you're a veteran in the industry, for people, for women and men and kids interested in learning golf, what is some wisdom and advice that you would give them trying to learn the great game of golf?
Wow, that's a big question, but I'll handle it from a a father who's taught kids how to play golf and a lifelong golfer who's been taught how to play golf. Um, my advice if you're outdoors and on a golf course is learn how to chip and putt first. It's a part of the game that you can be great at without a whole lot of athletic ability, and then move backwards from the green and learn how to hit it further and further and further. The beauty of what we do is we combine, the ability for professionals to fine tune their game, but also for beginners to learn how to play golf in a pretty safe environment. Meaning, I'm not standing on a driving range with 50 other people watching me top the ball or whiff or slice it into the fairway next to me over and over and over again, which can be intimidating. So to be able to, as a family or as an individual, go into a simulator or go into your backyard with a mini and a net and kind of, enter your journey into the game in a pretty safe environment is something that, simulation and indoor and screen golf has really changed the industry in a positive way.
That is so awesome because I was when you were saying first practice chipping and putting, I the complete opposite. I don't like practicing chipping and putting, even though I know it's important. So for people that don't like doing certain aspects of the golf game, what advice do you give them? Like me.
I'd say turn it into a game, right?
Yeah.
It's all about implementing something that makes it fun. Certainly a simulator makes it fun. And we do some putting metrics on there, and you can putt as you're playing a course on there. But if you're not indoors in a simulator and you're outdoors, you got to turn it into a game, in my opinion, to make it fun. And then as you get better, you turn it into challenges. So I only have one ball and I got to get it up and down from here. I mean, as a kid growing up, I used to, like probably every young golfer, I need to make this putt to win the Masters. I need to make this putt to win the US Open. And it puts a little pressure on you, but gives you a little bit of fun factor into what you're doing.
That is awesome. So, what are some of the highlights of Uneekor's history? What are some of those moments that they will always remember? Along with in your career, what are some of your highlights that you can share to our viewers?
Yeah, I think for Uneekor, the establishment of the U.S. company in 2016, I think was a huge step. Obviously, that's kind of our birth here in the U.S. and introducing products that were proven in the marketplace. You could do that with confidence, right? We have 16 years of, world-class engineering behind what we're doing. So although we're a newer company to the U.S. market, we're not new to the game. We've been around for a while, and our golf company in Korea, QED, has done some amazing things. And I can't speak to how proud they are of those things, but as a newcomer to the company, I look at those things and say, boy, I can't wait till we do those here. So I think
That's cool though, like to have that kind of energy, new energy
oh, for
in the
sure.
marketplace.
For sure. I think that the launch of the iMini is a big one for us. It enters us into a price point which is more approachable for more golfers. And we deliver tremendous value at the price we're at. Those are big ones. And I would venture to guess the PGA show and the excitement that was created there was probably a pretty memorable moment for Uneekor. I think their positioning in the show was perfect. I think the attention they got as a newcomer, debuting, again, world-class engineered product was probably a big highlight. My career, I've been very fortunate to be with good companies and had some really good moments. I think, helping Callaway and Odyssey in a marketing role was exciting to me, and being a part of some, I'll say, regime changes as new executive leadership came in was exciting. Certainly this role to me is really exciting, and I think entering this market as it's on a rise is going to be a highlight of my career as we take this company from where we are now to number one position in the US market is what our goal is.
That is so cool. You were talking about the differences between mats in the simulator. What are those differences? You said that there's different. Just explain that because that's fascinating in itself.
Yeah, so the basic mat that you're hitting off of is, call it putting green length with some padding underneath it. So you get what is a perfect lie or a fairway lie every time. We have introduced what we call trouble mats, and there are smaller sections of mats that go next to the perfectly smooth fairway turf, and they're longer grain, they're thicker, so the ball sits down in it. And when you're playing and you hit it in a bunker on the course on your simulator, you would then place your ball into that trouble mat and have to hit your shot from there. And it does just what a bunker or rough does. It slows your club down. Occasionally you can get a flyer. It makes the experience very, very real, which is something that's hard to replicate, in other areas.
I was gonna say that is so cool because I've never heard of a simulator that had different mats. So that's fascinating in itself that you can practice in all different troubled areas
Right.
of learning to play golf. So that's really, really cool. So what's next for Uneekor? Can you tell us if there's any exciting news in the future that you can tease to the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, I will promise you that we will continue to innovate.
Yeah.
That's kind of the heartbeat of the company is, relentless innovation. So we will do that. I think we are a company that's very open to feedback. So we communicate with our customers, we communicate with tour professionals and the marketplace on, hey, what can we do to make this experience better for the end user? That's going to help them get better faster, or save them time, or help them just enjoy the game and get introduced to the game where they continue to love it and the sport continues to grow. So we're guaranteed to do that. As far as new product introductions, again, I'm a month in, so I can't tell you our roadmap yet because I don't know it yet. But I have heard rumblings of some exciting things coming down line, and I'm certainly excited to launch those products when they get here, and we'll continue to iterate and introduce cool stuff. The other thing that we do is we have a really high-tech camera system and a balance mat, which will be coming, which provides you
Ooh.
additional feedback. So if you want to combine video with what you're doing, and then we have a balance optics mat, which will be coming to market, which measures your pressure on your feet and how you're actually transferring pressure and using the ground to create forces and power. That'll be another addition to what is already a world-class simulator kit, which will allow you to get better.
I was gonna say I've tried that mat with the balance, and that is so cool to
It's
see.
interesting.
So like learning about all of these hidden things on the simulator, how do they all work together to combine great feedback? If you're learning the game, if you want to tweak something, how does that all intertwine with Uneekor's golf simulator?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And golf can be overwhelming from it's a hard sport. And then there's so much data available now that you kind of don't know where to look, right? So what we try to do is present the data in an easy to understand manner. And advice I would give a newcomer to this kind of world of feedback is try not to focus on 15 things at once. Is let's work on one thing at a time. And if you're working with a coach, your coach can inform you on what to work on and keep it simple. I think the video, there's different types of learners. Some people love to see data and crunch numbers. Other people just want to see what it looks like when I swing the club. And if it looks weird, then I can figure out why it looks weird. If it looks great and the ball's going where I'm aiming, I'm probably going to stick with that. But I could also share that information with my coach or my teacher, or do my own research and figure out how to make small corrections which add up to, hey, my handicap's going down. My index is now here where it used to be here. And, I mean, as a golfer, it really takes one or two shots around to make you go, oh my gosh, that was the best feeling I've ever had. And the
Yeah.
ball went exactly where I aimed. And that makes you want to go and play it tomorrow.
Exactly. And for people learning the great game of golf, it does take a lot of patience and understanding. You're not going to be 100% amazing. It's a learning experience, but it's just to remember to have fun. One of my coaches, I love him to death, and he's a great coach. But the other day, he was like, I make funny faces like golf," and he goes, just relax, and it's just kind of funny to see video of yourself and you're like, do I really look like that? I mean, my golf swing I need to work on, I've noticed. He goes,
Well,
stop moving around. So what's some advice for people that with making funny faces and trying to master their great golf swing?
well, I'll tell you what, if you buy our swing optics cameras, it's going to be the best money you ever spent or the worst money you ever spent. because I think what you think you look like when you swing a golf club is probably very different than what you look like when you swing a golf club. And that's true of
Yes.
everybody. So facial expressions, I don't know. If it helps you hit it in the center of the face, I don't care what I look like swinging the golf club.
And then and another question is, what's the feedback that you get from the tour pros? Is it like, so how, like, are you tweaking from what the golf pros say? What is their feedback that you get from tour professionals or professionals in the industry around the
Yeah,
world?
no, it's a great question. I mean, tour professionals are a unique breed in that they know how far every club goes. They know how it launches, they know how it spins, and they know where it should or shouldn't be when they hit it great. So we were out at the LA Open, which was beautiful, and we tested, and we had our product up against some competitive product and product that has been in use for a long time with some of these players. So they're just looking at numbers, right? There's how does this
Right.
equal this? How does this equal this? And no major discrepancies on any level, which was great feedback. They're looking for consistency of the product and accuracy, and we're very, very confident in those two areas. And then they give some other feedback, like, hey, how do I get this from the locker room to the range? What does the carry case look like? That was great feedback we got just this week. You need a little smaller carry case because I lug this thing around where I'm going. So something more protective or smaller, or feedback like that. How's the hitting zone when I'm hitting balls? Everybody's got a routine. Some will hit the ball and hold their pose and watch it until it lands and then look at numbers. Others will hit a shot, they see it take off, they know it's going where they want it to go, and then they're dragging another ball right in to hit again. So how do we accommodate all those different kind of practices or practice routines so that we're encompassing everybody and we're not alienating the guy who stands like this or the girl who stands like this or the quick drag and go person. So that's
And
invaluable feedback.
I'm going to ask you a really interesting question. If you were at a golf tournament and you had to choose a walk-up song, what would your walk-up song be?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to give you an interesting answer because I'm born and raised in Southern California, but I love Zach Brown Band. So I'm going to say Chicken Fried just because it puts me in a good mood.
I love that. I think that is like the best. And then what is the mission statement of Uneekor and what does the logo mean? I heard the story behind the logo. So I
Right.
want my viewers to hear what's that story.
So I am as a marketer, I'll say I'm a logo guy, right? I walked in to Uneekor's headquarters the first time and there's an enormous logo right on the wall. And I asked about the name and I asked about the logo, or maybe my first two questions, which might not be the best two questions to ask first, but that's what I asked. The logo is obviously it's a U. We call it the Power U because it's a bit of a take on the power button on almost every electronic device you've ever seen, which is round with a line in the middle, right? So we're a Power U. We're pointing upwards because that's the trajectory of the company, and the trajectory of your ball flight hopefully is moving up and not down into the ground. That's where the U came from. I told you about the name, and our mission is really to just continuously engineer world-class products to help golfers get better. So again, what made this company so attractive to me was they're uniquely core to golf and uniquely core to delivering great product. And I think that's a recipe for success. If the end user is your laser focus and delivering great product helps to do that, then those are two big hurdles that we've already jumped. And now we just need to let the world know who we are and what we do, and get people an opportunity to try the product. And we think, once that happens, it becomes a pretty easy choice of who to go with.
Exactly. And then Greg, last question. Is there anything that you would like to tell the viewers, the golf industry, golfers? What would you like to tell them about yourself, Uneekor, or anything else?
Yeah, I would just say if you haven't had the opportunity to hit on a simulator, please go do that. hopefully it's one of ours, um, or hit with a launch monitor. Please go do that because it's a fun experience. I think the feedback you'll get would be eye-opening to most who haven't had that opportunity, or really to understand the feedback they're getting. So that would be my big recommendation. And then from a company standpoint, I would say, now that you know who we are, hopefully, tell somebody about us, right? Help me do help me be great at my job, and spread the word, because I don't think we're going to disappoint anybody when they have an opportunity to experience the technology and kind of live the brand, which we are a bunch of golf crazed people who is a bit of a we have an unbelievable simulator in our office, and most of the day somebody is sneaking in there to hit shots, which is very cool. It's a great stress reliever. Our tee times are getting backed up because everybody's in that room all the time.
I was going to
But
say,
it's a fun industry.
Are there people fighting over who gets to go in next?
Oh,
Is there a
absolutely.
line?
Absolutely. And we're building out a showroom at our headquarters, which you'll have to come and see once we get it done. And I imagine there will be Wednesday night leagues in there, and
Ooh.
we'll host some parties in there, and it'll be a great spot, all focused around a great sport and a great product, which you can play rain or shine. I know you're in Wisconsin, so I won't give you the countdown yet because we just started summer, but at some point you're going to be playing golf indoors or you're going to be ice fishing. And
I don't like the cold, so ice fishing is not on my to-do list.
I live in Southern California, so fortunately I can play outdoors most of the time. But it gets too hot sometimes if you live in the
Mm-hmm.
desert.
Yeah.
You can air condition your simulator room. There's just so many opportunities, whether it's a converted garage, your backyard, an empty room, a new room at a new house, or a commercial application. There's so many opportunities in this industry to grow.
Well, Greg, it's so amazing to finally meet you. I am so glad to have you on and so glad to be a part of Uneekor's story. I thank you so much to having you on. To all our viewers, thank you so much for listening and watching and learning about Uneekor.